Welcome, my friends. Welcome, everyone. My name is Ellen Patrick, and I will be your guide today for Mindfulness Meditation Monday. Let's take these couple of minutes before practice begins and create a ritual for getting ready to meditate. It's not always easy to sit and quiet the mind and to be quiet with your thoughts. So when we create a ritual, we prepare the mind for that slowing down, for that inward journey. Now I invite you to pull out your cushion, your seat, close your door, turn off your phone. If it's cold where you are, grab a blanket so that you're comfortable. And I always like to light a candle. May the lighting of this candle dispel the darkness of our minds and the minds of all beings. I feel the lighting of the candle demarcates our outer experience from our inner experience. So maybe you want to turn your lights down low and just have the candlelight. Find a ritual, something that you can do consistently before you begin meditating. Create that for yourself. Okay. So we can begin our practice together. Today's meditation is called the Muscles of Mindfulness. And just like the body has muscles that need to be exercised, so too does the mind. There are actually 3 muscles of mindfulness. And the first one is the breath, the second one is awareness, and the third one is mindfulness. So I'll take a couple of minutes to go over that with you. The first muscle, the breath, is what anchors us in the present moment. The breath is with us 24/7. We never have to tell it to breathe, tell it to inhale, tell it to exhale. But when we become aware of the breath, it magically starts to slow down. Gets a little bit deeper, a little bit more rhythmic. And in that process, we're actually relaxing the nervous system. When the nervous system relaxes, tension starts to leave the body. The thoughts of the mind slow down, and we are anchored in the present moment. That is the first muscle of mindfulness, the breath. The second muscle is awareness. That moment when we are aware our mind has become distracted, the moment we're aware that we're attaching to our thoughts, creating narratives and dramas around our thoughts, that moment when we realize it and switch back to the breath, that's how we exercise the muscle of awareness. And lastly is the muscle of mindfulness. When we are able to look at our thoughts with a non-ego-based judgmental awareness, when we're able to just be the witness to our thoughts, that's how we exercise mindfulness. So when we breathe, when we're aware, when we are mindful, those muscles are getting exercised. And it helps us over a period of time to drop in more quickly, to slow down the mind a little bit more efficiently. And we become more present to what is happening, to what is going on, to what we are thinking and believing. And this is how we turn down the volume on our suffering. The suffering created by the thoughts of our minds and our inability to understand So through breath, awareness, and mindfulness, we come to know ourselves. Let us begin this practice. I invite you to close your eyes. And the first muscle is breath. Notice your inhale, notice your exhale. And through that noticing process, the breath becomes a little bit more rhythmic, a little deeper, anchoring us in the present, relaxing our nervous system, allowing tension to leave the muscles. When we are anchored on the breath, the mind is usually quiet. But when we get distracted, sometimes it's noises on the outside, sometimes it's noise on the inside. The moment you recognize that distraction and how you're relating to it, and come back to the breath, that's when that muscle is exercised, the muscle of awareness. We are aware of how we're relating to the thoughts, and then we let go. We let the thoughts percolate to the surface and dissipate, and we're back to the breath, back to the present. And lastly, when we do get distracted and we realize it, we have this tendency to unkindly judge ourselves. Instead, mindfulness is an opportunity to offer compassion and kindness to ourselves, to understand that this is part of human nature, and how we respond to the distractions determines how much or how little we suffer. So becoming the witness to our thoughts is when we exercise the muscle of mindfulness. Breath, awareness, mindfulness. These are the muscles. These are the tools we use. So staying with your breath, recognizing when you've lost that connection, and becoming a witness to your thoughts. This is how we grow stronger. Presence, aware, mindful. Breath in, breath out. Bringing awareness back to your body, feeling your body in your seat, aware of your outer surroundings. Taking a deep breath in, feeling the heart center lift and open. And as you exhale, just bow down to your heart center, acknowledging the strength that you are cultivating through these muscles of mindfulness. I thank you so much for being with me today. Remember to daily exercise these muscles of mindfulness, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much.